Are there any good Smash Brothers games on Roblox? Hey people, did you know that the world is a dangerous place? Yeah, I just got robbed. And there was nothing I could do about it. I don't know how to fight, so I just had to stand there and give the guy some mean looks. I gotta learn how to fight back. What if the robber comes back and takes my spleen? Luckily, I know just what to do. I can just play some Smash Bro. Oh yeah, you took my Switch. Screw this. I'm gonna play some Roblox. There's gotta be something Smash Bros related on there. Ferdy and educated. Super Smash Bros. Is Nintendo's iconic fighting game franchise, where video game characters like Mario and Steve partake in punching each other in the face. And I really like it. A bit too much, honestly. But after playing it for 2,000 hours, it's gotten a bit boring. Who knew that playing the same game for almost 8 years would get a bit repetitive? And with no news about a new Smash Bros. Coming anytime soon, I feel like it's a good time to see if there are any other games like Smash Brothers that could hook me like how Ultimate did all those years ago. So why not check out if any games on Roblox could help scratch that Smash Bros itch I've been having for so long. Roblox can have good games sometimes. And after minutes of searching, I found 3 games that could be the best Smash game on Roblox. And the first one is Ferdy and educated. Again, Project Gaming was created on December 13th, 2020 by the Roblox group Subpar, where you fight on various stages like the heights, a counter, and even a wide raccoon named Wide. This game allows you to play as 4 characters, being Ozzy the Brawler, Tempest the Sword Fighter, Battleboarder from the Roblox game Battleboards, and Gearmaster, the Creature. Now, if you're a longtime viewer of my videos, you may be sitting here and thinking, wait, hasn't this guy already talked about this game? Man, he must be running out of ideas. First of all, be quiet. And second, yes, I have talked about this game before, but since that video released, it's aged in more ways than one. Since I uploaded the video, this game kinda sorta stopped being alive. Shortly after that video was released, Subpar stopped giving this game updates and moved on to their new game called Shellbounds, which is fine. So, is Project Gaming any good? Yeah, it's alright. On the surface, this game is incredibly well made. Each character feels unique and all play differently, with fun animations and creative movesets to boot. Each character also has fun cosmetics and weird charm things, which still do nothing. The game is quick enough that combos are easy to pull off, but it's still slow enough where it isn't overwhelming to new players, so it's fun for everyone. And if you want to get better at this game and want to show to 4 people who play these games that you're the best, this game has a training mode, which allows you to change your character and stage, show hitboxes, and use save states, which can be good for more complicated things that I can't understand. But with all of that said, this game has a lot of issues. The main one is the hitboxes. When you look at them in training mode, they look normal, but when fighting against other players, some of these moves can be as big as the entire state of Texas. Everything either hits from a mile away or can't hit someone who's right in front of you, which makes this game incredibly inconsistent. Because of that, this game can feel more like mash buttons and hope your moves hit simulator than Smash Bros on Roblox. Another issue is how strange the blast zones are. If you don't know, the blast zones are far edges of each stage where if you touch them, you explode. This game has some wacky blast zones, as you just can't KO anyone off the top. This kinda makes every strong attack that sends someone up useless, as using it will never knock out the other guy. You also can't go off stage at all, as if you want to do something as outrageous as edge guarding, be prepared to have a nice meet and greet with the blast zone. The online in this game is also an entirely different issue. If you or your opponent is over 100 ping, the frame rate drops, and it makes the hitboxes more wacky than they usually are. It feels like trying to play Smash Bros in 2 different dimensions, which I would not recommend. Still better than Smash's online though. This game also has a few bugs, like how mobile players sometimes have to play like their knees are broken, as sometimes they just can't move. And the biggest issue of all is that this game has no players. If you want to play this game at all, you either have to wait until there are a few players in this game, which doesn't happen much, or have friends willing to play this game. Honestly, in its current state, Project Gaming is borderline unplayable, unless you or your opponent have a strong internet connection. As if you don't, this game will consist of flying everywhere and pressing buttons until you hit someone from a mile away to win. But if you do have good internet and are able to find a few friends to play this with, this game is still fun, but it has been totally outclassed by another game on this list, which is Ferdy and educated. Again. Brawlar was created on July 26, 2024 by TN Productions. In this game, you duke it out with 5 characters from the early days of Roblox, like Telemon the Master of Swords, the Epic Duck, Clockwork the Teapot Guy, Noob the Noob, and Donald McGillivery, who is based on Shedlesky's incredibly named Roblox video called Donald McGillivery Music Video. There's also 2 new Brawlers coming soon, being Builderman and Doombringer, so stay tuned when these guys release when the next Smash Brothers game comes out in 2030. This game game has two modes, being free-for-alls and 1v1s. For being in beta, this game looks and feels incredible. All of the UI in this game has this bright angular art style, and all the characters look like they came straight from Smash 64, which is a nice change of pace from the quote-unquote classic Roblox art style you see constantly nowadays. Each stage is incredibly unique, and even has some fun stages with gimmicks to them, like a big bus that can run you over. And on top of that, this game is also fun to play. Even with it being slower, you can still chain together combos just fine, and the game can usually run consistently enough for you to know what's going on, which is a nice plus. On top of that, each character is unique, and everyone in the game is well balanced. This game even has people playing it, meaning that it's easy to find matches in free-for-alls and 1v1s. While playing this game, you'll get ticks, which you can use to buy skins from the shop. These skins can vary from simple recolors of the characters to skins that completely change how the character looks. You even get some free skins off the bat, like this fancy skin for Donald, and him. So yeah, just because of this game is perfect in every inconceivable way. And you can also buy hats to put on the characters too. Neat. Even with lower ping, each match feels as smooth and responsive as a Roblox game can be. And the hitboxes actually work, meaning that there's no Texas-sized hitboxes to worry about. And if you or your opponent's ping is too high, leave. If you're ever getting tired of the boring brawling, this game also gives you options to spice things up. If you create a custom room, you're able to customize the game however you want. You can do things like add teams, scale knockback, gravity, and damage, and even switch the game mode to stamina mode. Despite the fact that this game is perfect because it has Waluigi in it, it does have some issues. On more advanced stages, this game can start to lag a bit on lower end devices like my crusty laptop I use, which can make this game really hard to play. There also isn't any way of air dodging in this game, which can make trying to get back to stage or juggling a bit of an issue, as you don't have much options in the air besides attacking someone or jumping. There's also no training mode in this game, so there's no good way of finding combos unless you either ask people on the Brawlar Discord to help or go to the Brawlar Wiki, which is oddly well made. In there you can see the hitboxes for moves, alongside tips and tricks for each character. Saying this makes me wish that this was in the game somehow, possibly in a tips and tricks section or something. Despite this game's issues, this is still probably the best Smash Bros game on Roblox. It's really fun to play, and there's barely any bugs and glitches. This game's also still getting regularly updated with new skins, characters, and balance changes, which is a plus. I honestly don't know why this game has such a low like ratio on Roblox. It's great, so go check it out for yourself. So with all that positivity out of the way, we can now talk about the final Smash game on Roblox, if you can even call it that. Ferdy and educated for the final time. Project Smash was made on November 16th, 2023 by Smash Series. This game is just like the popular Smash fan idea of what if Smash Bros was in 3D. This is why Smash fans shouldn't have opinions. Even without the third dimension, this game is a lot more different than everything I've talked about on this list, for the worst mostly. There's currently 32 characters in the game, all with a whopping 5 special moves. And even then, these characters aren't even actual characters. It's more like you, but with a sword. Alongside these qualified quintet of special moves, each character also has a shield, dash, ground slam, and uppercut. So this means we got about half a full Smash moveset in 3D. There's also an ultimate, but I've never seen anyone use it in game, so I honestly am not sure if it exists. Now, on the surface, this game sounds fun. 32 characters in a 3D Smash Bros. Like game could be a fun idea. Emphasis on could. What could possibly be wrong about this game? Well, just about everything else I haven't mentioned yet. Yeah, remember those 32 playable characters I mentioned? Yeah, only 5 of them are actually playable when you first join. The rest you gotta grind for. And when I mean grind, I mean spend 3 hours to get a single new character. And even after grinding for that new character, there's just a good chance that this character isn't even good. Genuinely, don't purchase Sumo. In fact, just don't play this game. There's also characters that you're forced to pay money to play as. Of course. And you want to know something cool? All these issues so far are in the lobby. We haven't even played the actual game yet. Yeah, but the actual game isn't good either. Every move in this game has a ton of hit lag, which means that even a straight hit from Johnny Coolblocks over there will force you to stop moving for 2 entire seconds. This makes it extremely easy to do combos in this game, meaning that this game mostly consists of watching cutscenes of other players beating you up. To put it in Smash terms, this game is like if Smash Bros only had Luigi and Kazuya in it, in 3D. There's also just some confusing decisions in this game. For some reason, this game's stages only consist of classic Roblox maps like Happy Home and Crossroads. This usually wouldn't be an issue, but nothing else in this game looks like these stages. Everything in this game looks smooth and modern except your surroundings, which makes the map stand out like a sore blocky thumb. There's also this weird thing that happens where you randomly teleport. This just happens sometimes, I can't tell you why. Despite all this, just like almost everything, there's still some good in this game. Every character is well made with flashy moves, and each class usually needs some sort of skill to play properly. That, and even if there are issues, the combos are still pretty fun to pull off in this game, even if they are pretty easy to do. Trying to string the longest combos against some unfortunate soul makes you feel really cool. And finally, the best thing in this game is that there's actual matchmaking. This means that there aren't any sweats coming to obliterate you when you first start playing. Even with those positive things I said, this is still easily the worst Smash Bros. Game on this list. Honestly, the only reason why I even put this game on here is that there wasn't any other games like Project Gaming and Brawlar on Roblox that I could find. If you know any though, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to play them. Overall, Project Smash is more of a generic fighting game on Roblox than a proper Smash Bros. Game. The only similarities between these two games is the fact it uses percent instead of health and the word Smash in the title. If you do want another platform fighter on your computer like Brawler and Project Gaming, I would recommend Super Smash Flash 2. Even though it's not on Roblox, it's an incredible game that takes Smash Bros. And does her own thing with it, while keeping it really fun. In this game, there's Smash fighters from previous games, alongside new characters like Goku, Bandana Waddle Dee, and our beloved Man in Purple. There's even separate game modes in this game, like Adventure and Arena mode. There's even online! This game's still getting updates, and the best part about this game is that it's entirely free! I'll put the link for the game in the description. You won't regret it. Smash flashing aside, those are all the Smash games I could find on Roblox. I'm honestly surprised that I couldn't find any more games like this, especially with how popular Smash Bros. Is. For Pete's sake, Smash Ultimate was so popular that when they added the funny block man, it somehow broke Twitter. But after doing this video and thinking for once in my life, it kinda makes sense as to why there's no Smash games on Roblox. It's hard to make a game like Smash. Tons of people have tried and very, very, very few have succeeded. Genuinely, if Bugs Bunny can't do it right, I don't know who can. Even with their issues, it's awesome that such skilled people can come together and make games like Project Gaming and Brawlar on Roblox. These games have a lot of hard work, skill, and love put into each punch, and deserve as many players as they can get. So go out there and try these games for yourself. Go and punch your friends and strangers in-game, and you may even fall in love with platform fighters, just like how I did all those years ago. After watching virtual people punch each other in the face, I think I know exactly how to make that robber feel pain. And before I complete some unfinished business, I want you to remember that you are loved. Now, if you'll excuse me, I found that jerk's exact location, and now I'm gonna show him who's boss. Hey!